Well, hey there. Good Friday afternoon. Troy W. Hudson, the voiceover with personality. It is the voiceover weekly stew. Yeah. How you guys doing out there? It is Friday, September 11th. It is 2020, 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 o'clock out yonder on the Pacific side of the good old USA. And I would be remiss if I did not mention the day that this is. As any of you are aware, Americans or not, this is a very solemn day in American history. Of course, the attacks of 9/11 taking place 19 years ago. And I know a lot of you who, it's crazy to think that it was 19 years ago. And I know that it's one of those defining moments that so many of us. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for joining me on the live. It's one of those incredibly defining moments in your life. If you were an adult during that time or in your teen years and you were cognizant of what was going on and just kind of processing it, like I was in my, that would have been 19 years ago. I would have been about 36 at the time. And where I was, and I know we can always kind of pinpoint where we were in major historical events. Where I was working actually as a video editor for a commercial production house in Columbia, South Carolina. And ironically enough, I was involved in editing a project at the time for a United States Army Reservist group, highlighting military accomplishments, lots of patriotic scenes. And I was working with several people in the room, and it was a little after 9, maybe between 9 and 10. We were, sequestered in the room. We were, working hard, going at it. I was the editor, putting the stuff together, and there was a producer and a director behind me calling the shots. And we got the news. Somebody came in and said, I think there was a TV back in the break room, and this was before, streaming and everything, obviously. And, it was a shock to all of us, and it just kind of brought it home, what we were working on at the time. Well, of course, we didn't know what it was at that time. But I remember somewhat leaving about an hour later because I think the boss was basically like, go home, check on your families as the news kind of processed. The trip from the workplace that I was at to home was about I think it was about a 7 or 8 mile trek, and I remember driving past. There were lots of law enforcement out, and this particular area was where the law enforcement academy, the law enforcement officers, lots of clustered training buildings and barracks and things like that, where local law enforcement got their training and various things like that. So there were different. So many police officers out on the road, I remember that day, and it was just lots of confusion and mixed with, uncertainty and sadness and the anger part of it. And it was a very difficult time. I do vaguely remember driving home, excuse me. And, of course, my family, wife and 4 kids, my oldest son at that time was, I believe, 2001. He'd have been 13, 14 years old, I believe, and ranging down to, I think, about age, 92 would have been about age 9. So they were aware, but they really weren't aware. Of course, we kept the news on all day and all night and, the next day. I don't remember going to work the next day. I probably did, but I don't remember it. And like so many Americans, it went from confusion and fear to anger and it pretty much changed everything that we know as Americans and really the world as a whole, to a large degree of from how to board liberties to just so many different things. And I just remember it being something that I knew was going to change everything from that point on. And I think our kids were old enough to understand that things, even though they weren't adults, they did understand. But it's crazy to think it was 19 years ago today. And I saw some of the stories the commemoration at Ground Zero in New York City and in Pennsylvania. And it just, my mind and heart is obviously there, but at the same time, I did not want to not do VoiceOver Weekly Stew this week because for me, this is, I don't want to call it therapeutic, but it's a matter of consistency and just for posterity's sake, just marking the days, marking the Fridays, and doing a recap, partly for me and then partly just to share what I do with other folks because I've had people ask me, they're curious about different things that I do. So I like to share. So, all right, we've talked about 9/11. Interestingly enough, I'm figuring out which way to transition on this, and I think I'm freezing. I'm not sure. We've had some crazy bad weather roll through here just a few minutes ago, and I was thinking, oh, this is going to be one of those thunderstorm deals where, it's going to knock me off. But so far, I think I'm okay, except for a couple of freezes. I'm on my Facebook business page right now. Excuse me. And I'm on I'm on YouTube, and I'm on, hopefully, LinkedIn Live. LinkedIn Live, for some reason, the past 2 or 3 lives that I've done, because the signal gets disrupted, I think Facebook and YouTube are a little more forgiving on the streaming part of it. But when it comes to LinkedIn, I've found that any sort of disruption, like a freeze longer than probably a second and a half or 2 seconds, I've noticed it just kills the feed when it's in. So I'm not sure if LinkedIn is still streaming or not. And it's kind of frustrating. I don't know if I need to go just live there or not. I am on LinkedIn. Tammy, thank you for letting me know. It's weird, though, because I've done 40-minute lives, and it for some reason, it stops at like 10 minutes in. And so there's only a snippet of it, which is kind of defeating the point of doing live video on LinkedIn. Anyway, I think I'm okay for right now because Tammy said I am. So, yeah, you want to what? You want to see the dogs. You want to... Where are the dogs? Yeah, I guess I should. I don't know if they're in here because of the storm, or are they just like hanging out with me? I'm not sure. The one in the foreground, of course, is Watson, and the one up there is the lovely Miss Ellie. Watson and I are walking buddies. We've been walking, doing what I'm calling my 56-56 challenge, trying to keep myself kind of balanced and doing some hard hiking and exercising. Where am I at? There I am. And we'll just let them snooze. But yeah, Watson and I have been getting out every day, doing at least 5. We did as many as 7 miles the other day. And so just trying to get back in shape and just trying to take better care of myself and keep a balance to the whole work-life balance, life-work balance thing. Okay, I think I know where I want to go now. You thought I was just, shooting the breeze. No, there was a purpose. There was a method to this meandering thought process that I have. I just found out today, I saw it on social media, Brent Allen Hegel, better known as the man behind and in front of Trailer Voice Artists, TVA, rolled out some social media information, and it involved a project I did back in June, but I really couldn't talk about it except to say that it was going to be something big. Well, it is something big, and here is the announcement. The gentleman you're looking at in the picture, as of last year anyway, he was the head of the fire department in the city of Paris, France. He was his name is General Galette or General Galette. I'm not 100% sure. But I was able to do the English voice for this gentleman in a documentary done about the fire that struck Notre Dame in 2019, about a year ago, as a matter of fact. If you'll remember that, the artifacts were in danger. I mean, this place is, I think it was 700 years old, maybe older. And so it was a tinderbox, basically. And there's so many behind-the-scenes stories. This French crew went and recorded this documentary. And then it was the job of some American producers to then convert it or sync it as closely as possible to the English version. Not dubbing, that's what I was trying to find. I was involved in a recording session with Real Voice LA back in June after being selected to play the part of General Galette, or Galette, the head of the French fire team. And so this is what's happening next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. The documentary is called Notre Dame, Our Lady of Paris. It will be airing Wednesday, September 16th at 9 Eastern on ABC television. Yeah. Really? Yeah. American Broadcasting Company or something. It's some little network in the U.S. No, seriously. I'm so excited because it was an amazing live session. It took 5.5 hours to do my portion because there were multiple producers in the room, because there were a lot of lines that I'm going to call him Galette. General Galette had to do. Had to nail the emotions, had to come as close as possible to the sinking. So yeah, this next Wednesday, September 16th, Wednesday night on ABC, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Do the math, it's 6 Pacific. Notre Dame, Our Lady of Paris, the documentary covering the extraordinary events that went on during the fire at Notre Dame. It is truly an amazing, amazing story. It is. Okay, so, that was, where do you go from there? I don't know. That was exciting. It is so cool. I'm so honored to get to work with a group of pros like that. Man, it was so cool. And hearing somebody talk while they're talking in French, in my head, and I don't know what they're saying. And, I'm just trying to, I'm thinking, I'm pinching myself. This is so cool. I'm getting to play a French fire team captain. No, I did not do this voice like here. No, I did not do this. No, they would not let me do this thing. I was thinking of the candelabra in Beauty and the Beast, and that is not it. Because that would be more of a Spanish thing, wouldn't it? Because that harkens back to my name is Antonio Banderas. That's Spanish, that's not right. Oui, monsieur, that is more like this here, yes. No, it is. Okay, yeah. So that would be the French thing, which they would not let me do, thankfully. But it's going to be incredible. I've watched the rough cut of the French. Actually watched the Finnish version of the French movie, the French documentary, and it's dramatic. It's like a movie. These guys had access to a lot of stuff. So again, Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, September 16th, ABC, Notre Dame, Lady of Paris. Check it out. A whole cast and crew of amazing voice actors involved in that. Okay, what I want to do now is do something I did last week, and I think it's the best way to kind of capsulize what I have done this past week. And so let me make sure I get the right audio cut, montage, 9/11/20. Yeah. What I've got here is a montage from the beginning of the week. Basically, what day was it? Where am I starting at? I'm looking at not as many projects this week. It was kind of a lighter week. But no worries. It kept me busy. Labor Day kind of threw things off, although I did work on Labor Day. Did a couple of sessions, but nothing crazy like in the previous 2 weeks. So anyway, here's a montage of the work I did, snippets from Monday all the way through till just about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. I was working on stuff, and I've got some stuff kind of coming up this weekend. But here we go, montage. Economic output, it only increases the amount of cash circulating in the economy. When you print money from nothing, it creates new debt, and that new debt has to be paid back. Cash indemnity coverage is a low-cost way to provide your employees with the tax-free cash they need to pay healthcare expenses not paid by their primary insurance coverage, so that they don't need to borrow money from family or friends or from their home equity or their 401k plan. Your 2020 benefit package will become effective October 1st, 2020 through September 31st, 2021. Your medical benefits are renewing with Anthem Blue Cross and Kaiser Permanente. Your dental PPO plan are renewing with Delta Dental PPO and United Concordia Dental HMO. Vision plans are renewing with MES. Our life and disability benefits are with Lincoln. Are you ready to reel them in? Hey, good luck with your spins!
Congrats! That was awesome!
Oops! Clumsy little Munchie has knocked over the glass and there was a spill. Juice is all over the table now. It's a pleasant summer day. Gobble and Crunchy are fishing. Hi there, I'm Travis, a commercial driver instructor from the PG&E Academy, and I'm here to show you how to perform a daily vehicle inspection. First thing to remember is that you're going to perform the same inspection pre-trip and post-trip. See, it's already simple. Remember to use the mobile DVIR application as your guide for your pre- and post-trip inspections. Be sure to perform these in the same order and each time. Make it your routine. Hi, I'm James from Administration and Finance. I'm going to show you how to use batch charge entry. You can use Cerner to complete, modify, credit, and add charges. This course includes the following sections: Course Introduction, Overview of Batch Charge Entry, Overview of Charge Viewer, Adding Charges, Charge Actions, Final Assessment. You will also learn about the various tools in the toolbar and how you can utilize them. For the past 65 years, Pradco has helped develop stronger organizations. Taking a data-driven approach to selecting, developing, and retaining employees, we're able to decrease employee acquisition costs, enhance the output of employees and leaders, and reduce turnover. NovaCare Rehabilitation's Work Strategies program partners with employers, case managers, payers, and insurers. Our proven comprehensive approach focuses on 3 key areas of work injuries and workers' compensation: reducing the number of injuries that occur on your job site. Workers can make sure that the gas is properly odorized by performing a sniff test. A sniff test involves checking the gas odorant level at the extremities or the endpoints of the system. Despite the name, workers do not have to physically sniff the gas. Hi, I'm Edison, your artificially intelligent benefits guide powered by Naya. I'm here to share with you an exciting new partnership with Guardian that will help you boost enrollment in voluntary benefits by 10 to 40% across your groups this fall. Here's how it works. To sell every car in stock faster, you must win the battle online. Make every single car stand out and come alive. Imagine if you could use artificial intelligence to catch each car's best selling points and present them with a unique, attractive video. Imagine if you could do all that automatically. Well, now you can. Let the FireOn platform produce attractive automated video connecting the best selling points of each car with other data and images to make the car look even more interesting. I walked up to the front of the room and turned toward the class. As I looked out at all the faces, my ears stopped working for real. It was as if everything was moving in slow motion. I looked over at Miss Adolph and saw her lips move, but I couldn't hear a thing. Miss Adolph repeated the word rhythm. I read her lips. Come on, Hank, breathe. You know this word. My body started working again. Rhythm, I said. R-H-Y-T-H-M. Rhythm. Without realizing it, I high-fived myself. The class laughed again.
Quiet! This is not a laughing matter,
Miss Adolph reminded them.
All right, Mr. Comedian. Try receive.
R-E-C. I paused. So far, so good. Then my mind went totally blank. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just put that laugh, I put the clap. All right, enough. Stop, sit down. Stop, sit down. I just put that there so I'd know when the last one was. So as you can tell, a very mixed bag of stuff. I have noticed, as you could tell early on in the week, through the middle part of the week, lots of open enrollment, signing up for health care and benefits for lots of companies. So, it's kind of hard for me to figure out what to do with the visual at that point. I don't really have a video to show you. So I just kind of picked up my phone and was, just showing you what was here, that I'm looking at right now. Got the microphone, the Sennheiser MKH416. How you doing, buddy? Love you. Got the ring light, then, of course, the camera. Anyway, the Lots of e-learning. Let me look at the calendar and just kind of break it down real quick for you. E-learning, healthcare, open enrollment stuff. That thing there in the middle was the golden reel game. So I played a big fat fisherman, kind of an older fellow, sort of a Wilford Brimley look. Look it up, kids. Look him up. Let's see, e-learning for an Indian client on again, just benefit coverage. Let's see, did a word list and some phonics for some kid games. Did some e-learning for PG&E out in California. A couple of different explainer videos. Did some, let's see, one of the open enrollment projects I did, the client gave me, interestingly enough, this is where being a video editor from years ago, I still have the tools, I still have the software, and the Mac is strong enough to do it. I just don't do it that often. And that is, I actually put the video together for them too. So that was kind of a nice side thing, a one-stop shop for them to use. Am I disturbing your nap? No. I guess I have to keep it quiet. Ellie's trying to sleep, and she needs her beauty sleep. Ellie, the golden retriever. So they gave me a PDF file. They originally gave me a PowerPoint, but because sometimes all the fonts aren't on my machine that are on their machine, it can cause it to look a little not right the way they see it on their screen. So it's easier if they send me a PDF. I then took the PDF and I brought it into... No, okay. She's leaving to find a more quiet space. Watson, now that you're awake, do you want to kind of make yourself known? You do? Oh, you're upside down. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, am I keeping you up? Did the rain help you to sleep? Huh? Are you tired? Sorry for the shaky cam. There we go. Yeah, big boy. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Ellie left. She's no longer in the room. She did leave her toy, though. A nasty little ball with a chew bone in it. It should be outside. So Ellie left. I was keeping her awake. Anyway. So, yeah, where was I at? Okay, the PDF. I brought the PDF. It was a 35-page PDF that basically had all of the slides, and they were sized at 1920 by 1080, so it was full HD. And then I went into Photoshop and then saved each of the PDF images. He is a cute boy. Saved each of the PDF images out as just a regular Photoshop file, or I could have done a PNG or JPEG. Photoshop was the quickest way to do it. No, I wasn't smart enough to automate a script to export all of them out. I just did it one at a time so I could make sure I did it right. I exported them all out, then recorded the voiceover. Since everything was timed to my voice anyway, it didn't matter, how long, because I was going to adjust the length of the still clips. After I recorded the audio in Audition, edited everything down, left about a 1.5 second space in between. I then opened up Adobe Premiere, which is Adobe's video editing program, and then dropped the audio into the audio timeline because it wouldn't go in the video timeline. Seriously. You're panting loudly over there, mister. You should hear him after a 6-mile hike. And then I brought the individual stills from Photoshop that I had converted from the PDF file and then dropped them all in sequence and stretched them out so they fit and exported the video with the audio, and a nice little movie was exported. I sent it to the client. They were ecstatic. They were like, "How did you do that so quickly?" I said, "Of course, it's magic." And it really is. You can charge for magic. No, you got to have the tools, obviously, and it really wasn't that hard. It didn't have to be Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere is a very deep program with a lot of technical tools, and it's very deep. It's like Photoshop. Anyway, it's a very deep program, and it does a lot of cool stuff, but this was just the rudimentary basic kind of stuff. I suppose if you had a Windows machine, you could do it in Movie Maker. Is that what you folks on Windows use when Windows works? Or iMovie for the Mac, or Final Cut Pro, or whatever would work. You could use. So yeah, that's what you could use. Was there something else I wanted to bring up? Was there something else? Oh, do you have something to say? No? What was I? I know I had it. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here going like, I have these big black blocks of personal time on my calendar, and I've totally skipped over them. And that was this week, finally, in almost the middle of September. September 11th is not the middle of September. This past week, I have dedicated myself to organizing and shipping out 2 full loads of gratitude boxes this week. I knew there was something else. I wanted to end on an upbeat note, as if the French thing wasn't an upbeat enough. But the gratitude boxes goes back to last year when I started doing this. God really put it on my heart to say something and give something tangible to the folks that have called on me to work with them, who have entrusted me with their projects, who have had confidence in me, not only just this past year, but in previous years, dating back some of them as far as 2013, 2014, when this whole crazy ride kind of got off the ground, and we sold tickets to it. These folks, a total of the ones that have responded, some of them haven't responded. I don't know what that means. But I sent out a big mass email to a lot of people. And, of course, I had to narrow it down because, logistically, economically, there's only so many, I can't send gratitude boxes to every single person on my client list. That would bankrupt me. I'm sorry. I can't do it as much as I would like to, and as much as I'm grateful for. So this past week, 2 waves of shipments went out to the U.S. Postal Service, doing my best to keep them busy and in business. A total of 16 boxes went out. Well, it's not like last year. I had some wonderful help, and I had a shopping partner who helped me pick out just this amazing stuff. We went to some specialty food stores local to South Carolina and found some really amazing stuff, and discovered some things along the way of things that you shouldn't mail in the summertime and things that are okay to mail in the summertime. But because, let me just say this, chocolate does not transport well in the summertime. Probably any time. Well, in certain parts of the country it would. But one person said, "Oh, thank you for the gravy," if you know what I'm saying. The chocolate came in the box, and it didn't transport that well. And on top of that, something that concerned me was the possibility of food allergies. And I guess I've become more sensitive to that because I've got a granddaughter who has some food allergies, and it wasn't until this past year and a half or so, she's 2 now. It wasn't until just making that awareness, knowing about that kind of stuff, that I began to think, there's all kind of different food allergies that some people have, and I don't want to possibly cause somebody to have a reaction, because I think it'd be fun to send them, a peanut log from South Carolina, or I don't know why that was the first thing that popped into my head, or some sort of popcorn product, that was cooked in peanut oil, or any number of things. There's other food allergies, but that's the one I'm most aware of because of my sweet granddaughter. So I decided not to do food this year, as fun as it can be. And, it's always fun to open up and go, "Oh, cool, food, snacks," and they're sealed, so I can probably eat them. But because of COVID and because of my awareness of food allergies, I said, no, not this year. Let's not do that. So, what was in the box? I put some promotional material of my business, cool little refrigerator magnet with my this guy here. This fellow here. It's my Friday shirt. So yeah, that basic logo scheme right there. And some new business cards that I had made. And, of course, the grand prize, what do you say, Kazoo? The grand prize, we're sending out these coffee mugs. So I forget, there were some that had multiple mugs in there because the boxes were going to offices or people that I'd worked with. And so there was more than one person that I was sending this out to. And the special little bonus, a special bonus included, I guess I'll hold on to this and keep it. A special bonus included some of them. The clients who had ordered the most, how do I say this? I'm not going to be politically correct. The folks that had paid me the most, I'll just say it that way, the most revenue during the course of this past year, I wanted to do something special for them, so I bought a little Amazon thank you card and put it in the cup and wrote a handwritten thank you card explaining to them, in all of them actually, explaining that not to like dump the patty or the styrofoam peanuts out and miss the thank you card that was on the inside of the cup, because there was an Amazon gift card in there that said thank you. I couldn't find it in green, but it was in orange. It doesn't matter. Spins just as well. So that was, just something cool to do. The gratitude boxes. So, he doesn't squeak with what's the matter with you? There we go. Watson doesn't like kazoo. Freaks the dogs out. So yeah, that was awesome to be able to do that and share just how grateful I am to so many clients this past year. And not only to clients, but I sent 2 of them out to one gentleman. I won't name the name because I don't want to embarrass or, just call one out because there are multiple people that have helped me. But one gentleman in particular that's been an influence and a mentor of mine since 2015, 2016, when I really started to take this thing seriously called voiceover and treat this more like a business and not just something you just do on the side and just, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know, pick up a hobby. Let's voiceover? Yeah. No, when I really started to take it seriously is when I started listening. Whoa, Watson, easy. You see the camera? That was not an earthquake. That was Typhoon Watson walking by the camera and rocking the stand. When I really started taking it seriously, this gentleman I've learned so much from in his YouTube channel. And also he produced a commercial demo for me earlier this year in 2020, as well as a e-learning narration demo, which I've gotten a lot of mileage out of both. And he's been a mentor, he's been a friend, he's been an inspiration, he's been an example. And so I sent him a gratitude box. And in addition to him, a gentleman that just probably this past year has had a major, can you say it one more? Major, all caps. I picture a script, all caps. Major, been a major influence on my career and helped me produced some retail commercial demos for me. Has been a real amazing encouragement to me personally, spiritually, and just an amazing couple of guys that I wanted to make sure that I sent these gratitude boxes to. And again, I know they don't care about the marketing material stuff. I know refrigerator magnet. That's, some people would say that's kind of cheesy and come on. Those things are representative of my business and my logo, and the fact that I can do that, the fact that I have a logo, that I have a brand, that I have a business, is all due to the fact that, one, I have people that want me to record stuff for them, and they keep coming back, and two, I'm learning from some amazingly talented, giving, generous, impactful gentlemen in this business, and I am so grateful for the opportunity to be able to do what I do. And on top of that, I take that, and you've heard it, pay it forward. I take that part serious too. So when there's somebody that needs help, while I don't advertise myself as a coach, and I won't do it in any time in the near future, you track enough hours, you track enough years, you do something long enough, you pick up some experience, obviously, and hopefully some wisdom along the way. And so I think it is a responsibility not only as a good human being, to kind of pass that on to people. You determine if you want to charge for that. I'm not criticizing anybody who does. Obviously, that's how people make a living. They can teach, they teach. If they're coming from an angle of doing and teaching, that I totally think that's cool. Me, I don't feel comfortable with charging people for suggesting something or offering some advice, if I'm asked. I do not do it unsolicited. I never do that. And I've got some hard and fast rules. People will send me demos sometimes, and I'm really uncomfortable and make it a general rule that I'm not going to tell them, well, this should have been moved here. You should lead with this one, or you should add more feeling here, because that's the job of a voiceover coach, and I'm not a voiceover coach. I'm still learning along the way, but what I can help with, I do help with. And so, yeah, I think it's important to give back. So the gratitude boxes go out this year. I'm excited. I had a gentleman on LinkedIn from Energy World Net, one of the amazing companies I do a lot of e-learning work for. He is based in Florida. The home office is based out in Decatur, Texas, but they've got places all over. And plus the fact that, it's COVID time. He lives in Florida, and he received his cup today, and he put a picture on LinkedIn showing, the LinkedIn program that he and his business partner from EWN, James Cross, had. Jim Showers is his name, that posted the link. And then he's got my mug, and he put them side by side, and it just really cool that he shared that with the LinkedIn community. And that's not why I do it, by the way. It's nice, but that's not why I do it. If nobody ever posted anything, that's fine, because it's between me and that client. And it's just good to know that at the end of the day, it's one thing to think, oh, hey guys, thanks, shoot them an email. But the reason I put the handwritten thank you in there was because I've gotten some packages from companies that I've worked with, and when they take a moment to just jot down a quick thank you, that's impactful. I got that from an author about 2 years ago, Tom Klobuchar, an author. I've produced, I think, 6, possibly 7 of his audiobooks. And he told me, he sent me the hard copy version of one of the last ones I did for him. And he wrote a handwritten thank you note in there, and a little, note inside the book sleeve telling me how much it meant for him, how, he enjoyed the storytelling. And so that, I understand what the power of a thank you, a personal handwritten thank you note does. So to me, all the stuff in there is nice and cool, and the mug is like, oh yeah, I can drink coffee out of this. I can set it up here and add it to my collection of mugs I don't use, or mugs I do use, whatever. I found that the thank you note was still the most impactful thing, and I hope that the folks receiving it also look at it that way too, because there's not enough thankfulness and not enough gratitude in the world today. And so every little bit helps, you know what I'm saying? You know what? I have talked and rambled here for about 40 minutes. I shared my week. I'm kind of run out of stuff. I had some closing music, and now I can't find it. I'm not going to play Happy Birthday. I won't do the sound clapping. You know what? I think I'm going to go out with... Yeah. All I can say to you, my friends, is I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and you do very well with your friends, and you do not overindulge in whatever you're doing. And if you find the time next Wednesday at, Wednesday night at 9 o'clock on the ABC television, you can watch the dramatic story of Notre Dame, Lady of Paris. Paris. And that would be wonderful. Magnifique. Au revoir. Have a nice weekend. Thanks for joining me for the week over Voicely Stew. No, the voiceover weekly stew. Au revoir. Arrivederci. Adios.